2, 1.
Okay. Okay. No problem.
Tables can relate to each other through shared keys to avoid redundancy. You're then walked through 3 things: creating a table, create
Okay. So the right. So yeah, that's pretty much like the summaries and yeah. So I'll go over to like my section now. So we're gonna create tables, something called animal types. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right, no problem. Right. So obviously the double, thankfully, went over, pretty much the summary of what you can be dealing with here. So creating a database, creating a table, define columns and data types, then sending rows of data into inserts into values. So that's pretty much what we're doing here. So without further ado, let me start with animal types. So what I'm going to be going over is question one, which is what you're going to be doing. In question one is we're going to be creating tables, right, for animal types and animals. So that's pretty much what you're doing. And then yeah, James will take over. I'm sure he will take over in regards to like inserting into animal types. So create tables. So for animal types, what we'll have for our create tables is our type ID. So that's our serial primary key. So if you ever had any classes in computers, you know that you need a primary key that will set that will need for like you need a primary key that will evolve around. So if you ever done use Microsoft Access, you obviously needed like a key, like a primary key that our tables or whatever or our values would center around. So our type ID would be our primary key, which will start from one to like infinity, depending on how many data types we have. And then we got a common name, which is variable character, but which common name, which is variable character. So this is pretty much like the variables that we have in regards to like the number of characters that we got. So in this case, we got 100, and all of them are not null, right? So that's variable characters. So a character is like a data string, right? And then multiple or variable characters like multiple data strings, which create a database, which is like variable characters. And then scientific name variable characters. You're gonna have 150 scientific names. All of them having different data strings will create a variable of like the of characters, and then classifications of variable characters, which is gonna be 50. So that's gonna be a classification. So mammal, bird, reptile. etc, so on and so forth. And then diet, variable character. So herbivore, carnivore, and omnivore. And then habitat, variable characters is going to be 100. So savanna, arctic, and then jungles, etc. And then conservation status, endangered, vulnerable, etc, so on and so forth. That's pretty much what we're going to be dealing with. Right, so our variable character type is going to be like 50. So I'm sure, yeah. So the characters or variable characters, pretty much the number of words in the data types that we have. So in this case, it's going to be 50. So for our conservation status, it's going to be 50, habitat 100, diets 50, classification 50, scientific name 150, variable character 100. So that's pretty much what we're going to be dealing with. And then, for animals, obviously what you're going to be doing here is we're going to have, tables. So animal ID, serial primary key. So name, variable character type, ID, int or integer. So it's going to be an integer, right? Int, integer. It's going to be whole numbers from 0 to infinite. Then data of date of birth, date, sex, it's gonna be like the variable character. Yeah, the sex is like the gender. And then arrival date, date, health status, varchar, enclosure number. Then varchar, and then constraints, everything's gonna be constraints into like our animal types. So then foreign key, so constraints, then our foreign key is gonna be an animal type. So foreign key type ID references animal types type ID, then on delete cascade. So that's pretty much what we're gonna be dealing with. So that's what we have. And then yeah. So that's exercise one. Then Jamo or James Oliveira, you can go over like our question two, which insert
Okay, cool.
into yeah. So you're gonna be using my screen or yeah. Question
So for
two.
the question two, they insert the sample data, that causes the intentional error.
Yeah, for both.
And then
Yeah.
by removing a comma with the common name, scientific name, and conservation status,
Yeah.
and then they've got the values listed there with the African elephant, and then they have the insert into animals and the animal type ID, a name, gender, birth date, and enclosure, and they've got the values 1, 2, and 3 with the value of rows, and then they have the unintentional error where they remove the comma after male, and they insert into animal type ID, name, gender, birth date, enclosure values, and then they have the values there.
Yeah.
And you'll see with males, they've removed the comma, so it gives an error, syntax error at or near the 2015 at 11 and 02, because there's a comma missing between male and the date. Yep, and that's it for the exercise 2. I'll hand it over to Letabo to show it. Okay. So, as you can see here, for exercise 1, we're creating the table. So, in my case, I already did it. to like give the data whatsoever. Okay, it already exists. So now we know that okay, cool, it's already there. So now what we can do is okay. Now that we're gonna insert the data, so animals and animal types, when we execute the script, it already exists. So the data that we have is already in there. But if we comment this part out and wants to see the intentional error, once we execute that script, should show us a message saying that there's a syntax error on year 2015. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's where we can see that
The
there
syntax
is.
error. Yeah. So
Yeah,
obviously, wait. So it inserts into animal. So you ran over that. So yeah, animal type ID, name, gender, birth, then enclosure, then the value. So now you're doing the intentional error. Come remove after male, and then returns, in line for 4 value 3 dash male, so on and so forth. Okay, no problem.
yeah.
I see.
Okay, so now wants to view the data, so can do it one by one. So let's say we want to show animal types. As we show stories. Uh, script. Why is it? Oh, okay, my bad. I didn't comment out this bit. That's why it's not showing.
I see that.
Okay, now, okay, execute script. Hey, can we restart? Hey, it was giving me errors for some reason. Hey, sorry, Jets. What's stress? Okay, I'm just trying to fix it. Okay, comment this out. Yeah, okay. That's the video. Okay. stopped recording. Yeah, okay.
No, I'm
How's it
still
working?
recording.
Yeah, okay. It's kind of redo it. Now, you know what? I was gonna suggest. What's this? It's better to redo the video, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Me?
Yeah, I have to
No problem.
redo the video.
Okay. A redo. Okay, I'm gonna redo it.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem, man.
Yeah, apologies for that, James.
Yeah, I know it's
Oh, that's
fine.
awesome.
Don't worry, man. Don't worry.